My name is Collins Ferris. I'm currently undergoing treatment for a relapse in a leukemia cancer, more specifically a rare kind of blastoid leukemia of unspecified cell type. Going through treatment on my way to my second bone marrow transplant.
My name is Meredith, and I work here at Miramont as a group fitness instructor. I teach cycling classes at a number of the different locations. And about 2 years ago, my daughter Elizabeth, one of my twins, my 10-year-old daughter at the time, was diagnosed with stage 4 Ewing sarcoma, which began my whole family's journey through battling a nasty disease.
My name is Cliff Buckholz. Came to Fort Collins about 35 years ago, started the Fort Collins Tennis Center. We've expanded the tennis center. We now have 4 health clubs, one at Centera, one at the north end of town, south end of town, and one centrally located. 7 years ago, we started the Chris Bird's Tennis Classic to raise money for non-smoking lung cancer research at the University of Colorado. Chris Bird was a good friend, a member of Miramont, and she enjoyed playing tennis. She was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Chris lived for about 2 years and then passed away. Several years ago, another good friend, Gary Kaiser, was a non-smoker, a serious exerciser, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. We put Gary in touch with Dr. Bunn at the University of Colorado. And Dr. Bunn and his team had been working on a procedure, a drug that they had taken through the FDA. Gary Kaiser fit that protocol, and within 1 year, he was cancer-free. It was a miracle. Gary Burge and Gary Kaiser and I, we were celebrating Gary's good health, and it was decided to expand the Chris Bird's Tennis Classic into golf, cycling, running, Zumba. It was also decided to split the proceeds between lung cancer research and the new cancer center at Poudre Valley.
It's fairly aggressive and have needed to take aggressive treatments and movements towards hopeful cure, and needed to go through a bone marrow transplant last year, September 10th. My sister was a perfect match for me. So everything was extremely positive, and unfortunately, everything went well through the procedure. Everything went well prior, and then 10 months later, the cancer came back, and I'm here again. So round 2 of high dose, high treatments of chemo, and getting ready for round 2 of bone marrow transplant.
They gave her a 7% chance to live. And 10-year-old girl with a 7% chance to live, it's not good. But the doctors that we finally got hooked up with were so good in the fact that they weren't just able to treat the disease, but in the next breath of telling you that horrible statistic, they looked at me and said, there's no reason for you to not assume that your child's in that 7%. And so that's been the battle cry since then. And so she went through 7 rounds of the most intense chemotherapy you can imagine. That was inpatient. And it was horrendous. Then she went through a bone marrow transplant. And then she did 31 days of radiation. We went into 11 months of remission, and then she said, "Mommy, my shoulder hurts." And I can remember walking down the stairs and just having that feeling in my stomach, going, okay, we need to get in. And it happened again.
We've all been touched by cancer, and it's a terrible, lonely feeling when you hear those words, "You have cancer." The new Cancer Center will be a resource for patients and family. It will allow us to bring the top oncologists to the area, and it'll also help us to expand our technology to fight this awful disease.
You know, what we really need more of is more efficiency, more collaboration. What that will do is really provide a ton for the patients and our families to go through these times together, and really hopefully cut back on the amount of time that we have to go through in hospitals, in meetings, in treatments, and really try to hit this one-stop shop that can take care of all of those needs at one time.
Northern Colorado needs a center like this for cancer patients to fight the battle. The families need the local support to be right there where we need them, when we need them, just down the road, so that everyone, the families, the kids, the patients, can fight the battle that's ahead of them.
As a patient who's been on and off for 2 years, the last thing I want to do is spend my time in the hospital. And you know, I want to be able to live the life that I lived before, while I'm going through these treatments, and hopefully getting to a cure of my cancer.
I found the hardest thing is saying, I can't do this alone, and asking, and the kindness and the generosity and just the vastness of these people's hearts. Yeah, I could never do it alone.
I'm very excited about the new Cancer Center. It's not only going to be a resource for patients and their families, but it's also going to give us the opportunity to bring some of the top oncologists to Fort Collins. It's also going to give us the opportunity to have new technology, new ways to fight cancer. It's going to be one of the top centers in the United States. It certainly is going to serve all of Northern Colorado, and it's something that we've needed very badly. Last year, we raised $62,000. Our goal this year is $75,000. Thank you very much for participating, and let's see if we can hit that goal. Thanks a lot.